Hey, Dex, guess what? And we're live! Wow, that almost was like we timed it. Welcome, everyone, to Kayfabe Corner, a very special edition. Tonight, we're talking about the Rumble that is Royal. I am JPO Jordan Pearson, joined by two esteemed colleagues of mine. First of all, you know him from many places across the world, traveling up and down them roads. It's the Scott-tastic Dexter Beckett.
Oh, hi. Roads traveled.
And that's one of those classic promos he'll cut you if you book him too.
I did it.
Our third colleague here, you know him, you love him. He's in your bushes, Cupathy.
I don't know if I like that.
Get out of my bushes, you creep.
His bushes all the time.
Bush.
Specifically Dexter's bushes, sorry. So we're here to talk mostly about the 1994 Lex Luger won Royal Rumble. Our favorite, I'm sure, hands down, is a Luger. Oh, sorry, Dexter's been muted. No, not so much Luger talk, although it might come up. We're talking the Royal Rumble. It's Sunday. It's a lot of people's favorites. I know it's one of my favorites from a kid. It's always captured the imagination, the surprises, the who's going to win. I love it when it's not totally obvious. It sucks from those years when it's obvious, but I'm still looking forward to this Sunday. So we're all going to talk about it. And we're also going to all pick which appliance we'll throw out the window if Goldberg wins. So let's all pick a different appliance. Dexter, how you doing tonight? Are you excited? Do you care about the Rumble this Sunday?
Oh, the Royal Rumble's one of my favorite, if not my favorite event of WWE's to watch each year. So, yes, I'm excited to watch it. Am I bummed that it's not going to be in front of a giant baseball stadium? Because that's what they've been running, I think, the last 2 years. But, yeah, I'm still going to watch it because it's the Rumble. I miss most pay-per-views, even though I have the network. I will still always watch the Rumble.
Yeah, I wasn't too, hung up on, no crowds. Or lack of a crowd. But then even recently when they showed Edge's return, I was like, oh man, what a moment of just everyone freaking out and the roar. Amazing. I was like, oh, okay, I do kind of miss crowds a lot, I guess, when I think about it. When you see a moment like that versus Matt Hardy's debut or from AEW where it's just it is truly not the same.
Right.
What you thinking? Are you excited about the Rumble this Sunday? What does the Rumble mean to you in general?
Just like Dexter, it's my favorite pay-per-view. There's no better match to me than the Royal Rumble match. I am extremely bummed out about it because it was supposed to be in Seattle this year.
Oh.
No!
Which Safeco Field, which is now T-Mobile Field, is 20 minutes from my house. I was going to go anyways.
I would have gone. I would have flown up to go with you. No kidding.
Now I get to watch it on that TV.
It's a good TV.
At least it's a good TV. Yeah, that's what we'll all be doing here. Again, maybe there'll be some crowd for Mania. No crowd for Rumble this year, though, unfortunately. Hopefully it'll still be fun here. We're talking about, I guess, let's see here on the undercard, if you will, here. We're getting another rematch between good old Roman, head of the table, against my cousin Kevin. Don't check my family tree, just trust me. This time, last man standing. I think just like TLC, it's going to be good. I think both of these guys are capable of having a really fun match. The outcome to me is just going to be probably the same as before. I just sadly, as much as I wouldn't mind it at all, I don't see my cousin Kev walking out as champion. I think Roman's obviously going to go into Mania. He's had the best run of his maybe career, definitely the last several years. So probably going to be Roman. This is a filler match, in my opinion, to get to Mania. What you think, Dex?
Okay. I think that it is highly plausible everything you just said is going to happen. I don't see there's only one thing that can happen that will have Roman Reigns not leave with the championship, and that's if Miz cashes in, which I think is plausible. It's a last man standing match. I feel like it's very plausible that he could cash in. Cubby obviously disagrees with me, or he just doesn't want it to happen, one or the other. I also don't think that, the big rumor, not rumor, but the big thing that everybody talks about is oh, Roman's the head of the table and he's a heel finally, blah, 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 blah. Bring in The Rock. They're not going to pull the trigger on that in Tampa. They're not. They're going to save it for LA, if anything. Let's be real. So I think you're absolutely right. I think Big Rome will either win or Miz will cash in and will win because we've had too many failed attempts of cashing in. So
I would say if Miz cashes in, it's probably going to be on KO. KO's going to somehow get that win, and then he'll cash it on the face. I would imagine if he does cash in at all. Cubby, what you thinking about the big dog and my cousin?
I think your cousin loses. I think Roman Reigns wins, only because I think he goes on to WrestleMania to lose to the guy who I'm going to pick to win the Royal Rumble. But that guy's also going to lose the title at WrestleMania to The Miz, thanks to a cash in.
Say these names. What names are you thinking?
No. Let him wait till the Rumble. Let him wait till he gets to the Rumble.
We'll get to the Rumble. And
Oh, I see. So we will know. Okay, sorry, I got it.
We'll find out later. I'm saying it doesn't matter. Roman Reigns is winning. This head of the table storyline's actually like the best thing going on TV right now.
Yeah.
So unless we're all in agreement, cousin Kev, we love you, but it looks like you're going under if we all had a guess. And then everyone's most favorite grandpa, Bill, has returned. He just loves to just come and fight our new young champions. He did it to Kevin Owens several years ago. He did it to The Fiend last year. And now will he do it again to Drew McIntyre? The build-up's been wonky from day one. Goldberg challenging him in a promo where just did what? That's not what he said. What are you drunk or are you stupid? What's right away? I was just like, I couldn't. You somehow made me care less, and I didn't think I could. Just based on the fact that you just went at it in a really strange way. The matches again. My biggest pet peeve of Bill Goldberg too is like, what is it? What are they going to give us? $100. This won't go past 4 minutes. Chances are a minute and a half too. I just don't care. The fact that he wrestled 4 matches in under 9 minutes 3 years ago shows that he's just he's a grabber for attention. But put him in a tag match. Have him kill Miz. Have him fight Orton. That would have been a cool Mania match. Hey, you're disrespecting everyone from Raw. You picked on Orton or you picked on Flair. Do something. Just it doesn't need to be the title every time. That's all. So and for my appliance, I need a new toaster. So I'll probably throw the toaster out the window. Dexter. Why do you want Goldberg to win? Hey, Ron
I will give. Huh?
Ron Funches is on the 24/7 GCW live stream. If anyone's watching,
that's awesome. I love Ron Funches. I think the appliance that I will throw out the window will be not my air fryer, not my rice cooker. My microwave's kind of old, but it still does the job. I will throw away the coffee maker that I bought strictly for my friend Steve when he comes to visit. So I will throw the coffee maker out the window. Cubby, you're allowed to laugh at this because you know exactly what I'm talking about because that man lives on coffee. Yeah. So I'll throw the coffee maker out the window if Gil Bilberg wins. And I don't think he's going to win.
Oh yeah, honestly. I did kind of skip that. I do. My heart goes with Drew, and my logic goes with Drew in the end. I was just saying in case he doesn't, but sorry. Hey, now go. That was my official stance too.
It's if Goldberg wins, it's not going to bring more people into Raymond James Stadium for Mania. It's not. It's not going to bring more people in, honestly, because they're only going to be allowed to have X amount of people. But what's the point? Oh, we got to make sure we sell out the amount of seats we're allowed to have. So let's get Goldberg. No. Dude, put Drew in there with somebody they can have like a 15 to 20 minute actual match with, and, it'll be fine. But I think Drew should and is going to win. If Goldberg wins, I'll be bummed, disappointed, upset to say the least. But I'm going to go with Drew. And the Steve West coffee pot will be thrown out the window if Goldberg wins.
All right, sorry, Steve, you get no coffee if Goldberg wins. Cubby, what appliance and who's your money on? Not the TV, obviously.
Somewhere in this world, Steve West is driving, holding a coffee cup, thinking about Dexter.
That bastard!
See, I'll throw my roommate's bullet blender out the window.
Why the bullet? The bullets are amazing.
Also, too, do you have carte blanche to throw away someone else's electronic?
Yeah, he didn't specify which appliance, so Cubby chose right. He chose right.
I pay rent. It's fine.
Don't they also pay rent?
They pay mortgage. It doesn't. We're getting off topic, here, guys. Anyways, Goldberg in a 60-minute Broadway, just to contradict what you guys are saying.
Oh,
in reality, I'm hoping McIntyre wins. I think he's going to win. I don't think they're going to have it. I don't even know how many years in a row of Goldberg walking in as the champion only to lose it to whoever the next top guy is. It's dumb how it's between Goldberg and Lesnar just for that spot in general. I hate so much.
Yeah.
I'm saying McIntyre, but I'm almost hoping Goldberg wins, so I don't see him win the Rumble.
I think that they won't put him in the Rumble. Like, you never can really tell because it's always a toss-up every year, but I'd like to think that this year they won't do anybody who lost a match tonight is in the Rumble. Because I can't recall if last year they did that besides or was it 2 years ago when Becky lost to Asuka and then they put Becky in, but that was like a storied angle. That was like an angle. But I'd like to think that they're not going to do that. We're like, so if Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler lose, they're going to put both of them in the Rumble. But I feel like they will do that for them because they're going to need 30 women.
Yeah, well, that's slightly different, too. I think if you're fighting for a world title, the singles world title, don't be also in the Rumble. Like, share the love. You know what I mean? There's plenty of people on the roster that don't already have a title match. And then, I would imagine all 4 women, except for Asuka, because she's the singles champ, will probably
exactly.
Charlotte, too. No matter who wins the tag titles.
I see Charlotte.
They also have less names, yeah.
I say you lose your world title match, you enter in number 1.
I mean,
Goldberg would love that, so you could just squash 29 other people.
No, this is WWE. He's going to be in there to pick 5. They're going to put him through a table, and he'll be back around picking 29,
and then win. I did it.
I almost felt like that. In a weird way, I've always felt like that was almost cheating. Like, I'd go through a table so I could skip 45 minutes of the match. You risk not getting eliminated. You skip all risks. And, it's one bump versus a bunch. So, I'd put through a table. I'll skip the next 50 minutes.
You can cool down again.
They did it with Reigns. I mean, he ended up losing, but they did it with him. And then they did it with Rollins, the man who was, at that time known as the Iron Man in WWE, was taken out of half the damn match.
I forgot about that.
We talked a little bit about it earlier. The women's tag team championships are on the line. Asuka, Charlotte defending against the former champs. They're friends. Maybe they're not. Yes, they are. Nia Jax, Nia, and Shayna Baszler, who's a lot older than you thought. Previous question on Wrestling with Trivia.
Correct, yeah.
In a weird way, too, and I'm not going to knock this, but I don't know. Again, I guess maybe I just don't care about either team that much. Again, share the love. I don't know why Asuka needs both belts. It could have been anyone else. Charlotte, again, just she's back and she's got a title automatically. Charlotte's great, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just lukewarm on this match. We've seen it once now on TLC, and we're seeing it again here. Something to fluff out the card. As far as outcome, back to Nia and Shayna. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think maybe they went with it for the shock surprise of Charlotte to put them over, but let's give it back to Nia and Shayna, so at least we can do something different going into, Chamber and Mania or whatever in between this and Mania is, which is not Chamber. What are they calling it this year? Anyone remember? Fastlane, Super Duper. Hey, Effie versus Homicide? All right, well, that's going to be weird. That's what it looks like.
Jeez.
Unless there's more people in it. That's who's out here so far.
Good God, that sounds awesome.
All right, Dexter, besides Effie versus Homicide, which, again, we're more excited about that than this match.
I'm going to put it on the TV in my room while we're doing this. I'm not going to get distracted, but I'm doing this.
All right, well, you put on Effie versus Homicide. Effie's growing his hair out, too. It's a little thick. This match, women's tag team. What you got?
I'm going to go with the fact that Asuka does not need to have both belts, even though she is amazing and I love everything about Asuka.
On her, yeah, for sure. She had really good 2020 actually.
Oh yeah. So my mindset on that is, let's just say Lacey Evans screws over the tag team, Nia Jax and Shayna win the belts back. Gives them a tag team match at Mania because despite it being less, but it's going to be 2 days, they're still going to want a match. So they'll have that title match available, but they're also going to have Asuka have a match. So let's just say that Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax win, whatever.
I like it. Shayna, Nia. I keep saying Nia. Nia Long, I think is why I keep saying it. Cubby, what you got?
I'm gonna go ahead and say Asuka and Charlotte because I really think they're gonna try and push this like the Rey Mysterio Eddie Guerrero storyline of 2 tag champions facing each other at Mania. Except they're gonna up the ante with 2 tag champions facing each other at Mania for the women's title.
Okay.
I honestly believe whoever wins the women's Royal Rumble is gonna go on for the SmackDown title. I really think they're going to do champion versus champion for the women's title, for the Raw women's title for Mania. So I'm going with Charlotte and Asuka.
This is a bit of a difference here. I like it. If we finally have
he goes outside the box, doesn't he?
And this is another good idea, man. I mean, I think because of 2 nights, we have room to do both titles. If it was one night, I'd say that's a good shot because they don't always have room for all those titles. But it's not a bad idea. I wouldn't mind the match either. It would end up being a good one, most likely, anyway. Speaking of the women, there's so far, I think like 12 of them have been announced, but there's going to be 30 in the end. The Women's Royal Rumble so far announced. You got Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott. Oh, I guess Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax are in the match. Look at that. We're looking at it right now. And so is Charlotte, like we said. Mandy Rose, Dana Brooke, Bayley, Alexa Bliss, and Bianca Belair, who had a very emotional win against Bayley tonight on SmackDown. She was very ecstatic about that. And no, I said Alexa, my freaking Alexa Amazon thing's freaking out. Shut up. I don't know, man. This one's kind of hard to tell. There really hasn't been. There's been like 3 people that have kind of had hype for this. Bianca tonight, Bayley in a way, and Alexa from Monday. Had some hype going into it. I do wonder if we're going to have any tomfoolery. Are we going to go to a camera cut and then come back and the entire playground's going to be in the middle of the ring and everyone's going to be riding a thing and be like, what the hell, Alexa? And be any quick camera cuts, magical stuff going on with her. Oh, my man was something still freaking out. I'm not going to stop saying that word.
Just say Bliss.
Never mind, Alexa.
Just say Bliss.
All right. We'll stay with Bliss, as you said. Good point. So in the end, because you also, like you said, you also got to think about, is it going to be Asuka or Sasha? I'm going to go with Hello Ding Dong Bayley. That's what I'm going with. I think we're going to end up getting Bayley and Sasha again. Cubby says no.
Nope.
Dexter?
No.
Guys are not just say no to me. Just say what you got. You don't have to put me down.
All right, fine. I don't think Bayley's winning, even though Bayley is a plausible person to win. I think they're putting not way too much. I think they're putting a lot of momentum and a lot of power, time, and steam behind Bliss. So I feel like Bliss is going to win, and it makes sense for her to win as well, just like it would make sense for Bayley to win. They're going to pick somebody who's WWE made, unless they bring unless Ronda Rousey comes out and wins the Rumble, because I don't know, God forbid, but I truly think Bliss is going to win the Rumble.
I disagree.
Oh, so we got.
Do tell, Bear Guy.
Take it away, Bear Guy.
I know. I'm building suspense. I say Bianca Belair. As much as they're putting stock into Bliss, I do think they're building her up more for a bigger storyline, not with the title.
Not even with women.
That's the biggest.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be in a title match anytime soon. I think her story is going to be surrounded by whatever's going on with the Fiend and Bray Wyatt. I don't think she's going to be around the women's title at all for at least till SummerSlam. Bianca Belair, just because I would love to see someone completely out of the blue win it. And if Bailey wins it, I'm turning off my TV.
Or their crazy hairstyle.
Ding dong.
No, I don't care. I don't. Hey, hold up. I don't make fun of people for their hairstyle. I make fun of the fact that her entrance theme sucks.
Okay.
Also, I'm just tired of the Bailey Sasha storyline. I think
Oh,
adding Bianca Belair into it, just like eliminate the Bailey Sasha storyline, just separate them forever. Bianca and Sasha are going to have a hard hitting match, and I think they'd fucking kill it at Mania.
That's my hesitance with your prediction, and why I'm not too keen on Bianca is because Bianca and Sasha right now, unless somebody turns, which it could be easily done, doesn't seem like a particular match for Mania.
Bianca, I think she does better as a heel, anyways. Is that a plastic fork? Sorry.
What's wrong with that theme song, Kevin?
I don't like it.
No,
I don't like that Effie's not bleeding from the head after getting stabbed in the head with a fork by Homicide.
Yeah,
no, he is bleeding from the head. It's in the ear
and the neck. I love that we're all watching GCW while we're doing this.
He just stabbed the turnbuckle. I'm guessing. Do you think he got permission for that?
Oh fuck! I hope so. It'll sell for more, honestly. Like Brett Lauderdale will sell this stuff when it's done. So I think him stabbed, like, oh, who wants to pay extra for the turnbuckle that Homicide stabbed? So,
and especially they will be sold probably. They say fight forever on them, so they probably will be sold.
Yeah,
that's become a new thing. Turnbuckles. Who knew?
Yeah, if you have the money for it, go for it. I guess.
I'm saying every week on Ice Box, they're making new ones for every guest.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Bianca, we got Bailey, and what'd you say next? I forgot.
Bliss.
Thank you. I wasn't even trying to trick you. I really did forget. I swear. All right, so that is that Rumble, and then we go over to the dudes who are going to Rumble this year. Let's see, some of the ones that are announced: Shinsuke Nakamura, Otis Dozovic. Yeah, I like to get full names. Biggie Langston, Randy Orton, Mike the Miz Mizanin, Bobby Lashley, AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Edge, Copeland, and Mustafa Ali.
Mustafa
Ali. They even tried calling him just Ali for a minute. Good lineup here. This one I feel has more potential dark horses here. Also throw in Cesaro. There's several other names there that are going for it. I still don't quite know how you qualify. Some people are allowed to just simply say I'm in the Rumble. Other people can't, and they have to have matches. Or still not really quite sure where those rules lie. Let's see here.
I think those rules are based on like merch numbers.
Is that why they were like, no, Gulag, you can't say you're in. You don't sell shirts. What's that, Edge? Totally, you're good.
Gulag.
Very weak way, too. That was very weird that Edge's announcement came on Raw without even any hype, too. I thought that was a very weird way to announce him in this year's Rumble. Like, it wasn't even announced that he was going to be on Raw that night. They were just like, hey, coming up next, Edge. And he's like, hey, I'm back in the Rumble. I thought they could have used a little more hype, too, for such a big return. Here, I'm going to wait and hear what you guys say. Dex, what do you think for the men's Rumble?
Well, if it's going to be anybody that has already been named from what you just said to us, I have two choices that would make me very happy. They could finally pull the trigger and let Daniel Bryan win the Rumble and go for the title against, I guess, Roman makes the most sense, even though wow, it's gonna sound really bad. I can't even remember who the champion is. Drew McIntyre. I think Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan would be a better match than. Actually, I take that back. It's hard to tell. Just the type of people going against each other. Daniel Bryan would be one of the people that I'd like to see them pull the trigger on winning the Rumble if we're gonna have a new winner. But if we're gonna have a repeat winner, since they're doing basically what it feels like it's what they did 2 years ago with Kofi, where they put him in a gauntlet and he almost wins the gauntlet and this and that. I wouldn't be bummed if Shinsuke won again, but I don't think they're going to do it. So Shinsuke or Daniel Bryan.
I like that they're starting to give a little more oomph in Cesaro and Shinsuke. I think it's too soon. You know what I mean? If they continue,
Completely,
it would be cool. Which again, we're probably jumping a gun. He'll probably be back to doing nothing in 6 months. But I just think it's too soon. They just now kind of started making him seem like a big deal again. He finally turned face tonight on SmackDown too. By the way, like full on face. Shinsuke.
Shinsuke's kind of been face.
I'm just saying, but for like full on tonight, like he told like Sami Zayn like go to hell or like back off, and then like later on he joined the faces in like a 10-man tag. So it's a
well, he got his old music back, so you know.
Cubby, why do you think it's Gilbert?
It is not Gilbert. Though I will say, if Gilbert, not Goldberg, Gilbert won the Royal Rumble, I would lose my shit. I would buy WWE stock, and I got to be honest, I would move to Mexico.
Run.
These things.
I would be celebrating drunk for several days. I would be calling out of work, celebrating that. Sorry, I just got lost in this fantasy world. I'm gonna go ahead and say, Daniel Bryan is gonna win it because he's gonna go on to face Roman Reigns at WrestleMania and beat Roman Reigns at WrestleMania in a very, very hard-fought match that he barely comes out on top in, only for The Miz to come out, cash in Money in the Bank, and then we get the actual Daniel Bryan Miz feud we wanted years ago.
I don't want that feud ever again. It happens too often.
They did not capitalize when he came back on that feud.
They did not. They waited too long to pull the trigger on it.
So
it should have been his first feud.
I don't mind that. What did you go with again, Dex? Were you saying Bryan, or what were you thinking?
Bryan. If it's any of the people that you named that are announced so far, it's Daniel Bryan, in my opinion. Yeah.
So I'm gonna go against the grain here and
go for it.
Because if you had watched SmackDown tonight, he was the first one that popped out on the show talking about how he wants to win that Rumble, do it in Mania, big old pop. And that's because I think he's not going to win it now, because I just think they went too heavy on him tonight. So I'm going to go with another big face getting his first major pay-per-view world title shot. They haven't talked about him too much recently as far as like Rumble-wise. Big E, I say go with Big E, man. I think you can make a nice world versus IC title match. I think people will be behind it. I think it's happening because, I don't know, I just think it's too on the nose in a way. To pick Bryan after tonight. I don't know. I gotta think it's somebody. I want to be someone a little sneakier when it happens.
So I'm going to agree with you on something I do completely agree. People would be 100% behind Big E as the IC champion versus Roman as the world champion, which is exactly why WWE won't do it.
That's also a really good point. On another note, who won? I missed. I fear. How was that?
Homicide won with a cutter from the second rope.
All right.
Or as I would like to call it, a Benny spot.
So here's another segment I want to talk to you guys about. Of course, in the Rumble, both men and women, probably gonna get some surprises. Returns.
Yeah.
Debuts, anything and all the above. Some of the names I want to throw out there. I could see, him coming out with AJ and then maybe getting a few eliminations himself, finally do something with Almost. We've seen him do pretty much nothing so far than just stand there with AJ. I can see them throwing him in there and getting a few eliminations. This one's too outside the box, but he's there. And I think it would make us pop, but again, kind of like Hubby said, it wouldn't have any. WWE won't do it. Throw out Abyss. That would be
God,
totally random and awesome. I think if they did it, he was supposed to be on Raw recently, Carlito. Carlito's rumored every year. Why not rumor him this year? Let's do some Carlito. I think Damian Priest, if you're looking at NXT people, could be a good one. I feel like he's kind of wrapping up. Rhea Ripley, again, has been rumored for the women's. Maybe to get
Terry Funk.
Orton out, you could throw out, I would love to see Christian return. Edge and Christian throw out Randy Orton would be a fun one. And also, too, I was wondering what you guys think. Do you think there's any chance we'll see someone who was let go last year? Like, I think it'd be kind of interesting if, like, Rowan returned or somebody, you know what I mean, that hasn't been signed by another major company, you know, because there was rumors that they reached out to a couple people, just like, you know, Ace Steel was brought back as an agent and other people like that. So I think it's possible we could see the return. Maybe Yes Way Jose returns, you know what I'm saying?
That's a waste.
Of course, Lex Luger. So Dexter, why is Buff Bagwell your pick, and what else? Like, any guesses?
First and foremost, that is Cubby's pick, 100%.
I'm a little offended. I was not picked for the Bagwell.
Yeah. Oh, here comes my boy.
Your boy's just
yeah. His soda reviews are fantastic.
I have to check those out.
They're on Twitter and his Instagram. His quick soda review or short soda review. It's so funny, so simple. Anywho, so you're asking me about who I think a potential surprise would be?
Yeah.
Okay. I think that the Fiend is going to come back and cost Randy. Randy's not winning. I think the Fiend's going to cost Randy. Who? Oh, for the love of God.
Madman Pono's alive. Good to know. I have a weird question. I know we're talking about the Rumble, and let's go even more obscure now. Did he date Crazy Mary Dobson?
Yep.
Okay. So it wasn't just a $5 wrestling joke. That's actually legit and interesting. Okay.
Pretty sure.
Back to you, Dexter.
He also had a Japanese wife because he was in Japan a lot, but you never know. All right. So surprises. Let's go with. Well, normally I would have said something like, "Oh, MVP," but MVP works for the company now. So let's say Christian would be a good one. Abyss would be good filler. Honestly, if you're going with people that work for WWE and should be put in there because they can be used, Sanjay Dutt is a trainer at the Performance Center. No one will know who Sanjay Dutt is, even though they should.
And I love Sanjay, and I would pop, but I just think that's too deep cut. Like, Abyss was a world champion. Like, I don't know. I think
he is a former NWA World's Heavyweight Champion. Then you might, if that's the case, then you need to put Adam Pearce in there.
I'd be fine with it. Oh, I was actually meant to say this before. Personally, I would have rather have seen Reigns versus Adam Pearce. At least it would have been different.
What was the other thing I was going to say? I mean, there's a lot of good talent. Like NXT, I mean, you got to think they could put NXT people in there, so that makes sense. Like, I think Damian Priest is on his way up to the main roster anyway, so Priest will probably be in the Rumble. I don't see them putting Karrion Kross in there or anything like that because Karrion Kross would win. Honest and true, I think Karrion Kross would be one of those guys that
Rumble's kind of like a Survivor Series in a way, like when they do those 10-man tags, where like you could put in a dominant force like Karrion, give him a couple of missions, and then a quick like, oops, someone snuck up on him. Like they've done it before. Like you can be in a dominant force that still gets upended by whoever.
Another person that we didn't bring up because he's not announced for the Rumble yet, but I'm pretty confident he'd be in it, is the fact that they're really heavy with Keith Lee. There's no reason Keith Lee could not.
I'm just sure he'll be in it. Yeah, like you said, unfortunately,
there's no reason he couldn't win. To be completely honest,
he's not crazy. He's not a crazy pick. Yeah, I'm only curious just because of I don't know if. You know, there's always those rumors of how do they see him in that light, you know, aka Vince. You know, that's my only hesitation.
I got a 3-year plan for this. Daniel O'Brien this year, AJ Styles next year, Keith Lee the year after that.
I'd like to think AJ Styles is one of those guys that could win this year, to be completely honest with you.
I think they'll hold it off for next year. I think, in all honesty, between Big E and Daniel O'Brien, those two have the most momentum going into the Rumble.
So just got
Guy's drinking a Coca-Cola.
the old face thing. Like, unless you give this title to a face on SmackDown, AJ's too far along, I think, at this moment in time.
I think as a thank you to AJ for doing all he's done in the company before he retires, he'll definitely win a Rumble before he retires.
That's fair. Yeah, that's a very good call. So you're going with, we all go with Daniel Bryan. Do you have any people you think might be a surprise entrant?
Who do you think might pop up? And why is it the Goon?
Wild Bill Irwin from WCW NWA era.
I think it's Sean William Scott from the movie.
I'm fine with popping up here. Oh, that Goon. Yeah, and I just watched the sequel like 3 days ago too. Whoosh.
Surprise entrant. I don't know. I feel like there's too many big stars in it. Maybe Brock Lesnar.
I hope not.
Get the fuck out of
Brock Lesnar followed up by Goldberg, who they eliminate each other.
All right, I would at least go, okay, thank God.
Setting up another WrestleMania match between Goldberg and Lesnar.
That would be third.
Triple threat. Triple threat. Throw Keith Lee in that match.
Here's another idea, since they haven't announced it yet, but also the fact that he hasn't been on television for a minute. I bet Braun Strowman comes back.
Oh, yeah, you're too late. He did it on SmackDown. He's in it.
Didn't watch SmackDown. There you go.
You're right. I can tell you now. You're right. Yeah, he was allowed. They basically this is what they did tonight on SmackDown. They had a tag match, disqualification. More people came out, 6-man tag, disqualification. Because more people came out, 10-man tag. The faces won, I think. And then after, they were all brawling. Braun then came out, and it kind of was like, I'm back for Sunday. So, yeah, Braun.
What a way to waste a return.
I think another potential screw you to the fans. A screw you to the fans, except for one person in this conversation right now. Baron Corbin could win, and Cubby would be very happy.
Hold on. Time out. This is Daniel Bryan's year, who I will throw this out there. Baron Corbin is my favorite big man to ever wrestle. He is the best big man in all of WWE history. Yes, I'm comparing him to Yokozuna, comparing him to Undertaker. I said it. Baron Corbin's better than everybody. Anyways, Daniel Bryan is my favorite wrestler of all time, and he will win the Rumble this year. Baron Corbin will go on a 7 Rumble win streak, though.
You could tell Cubby got serious because, he grabbed the mic and was like, "In case you couldn't hear me before, this is
just in case. Go fuck yourself, Dexter."
Yeah, let's not do that, and keep not doing that, and then next year let's not do it some more.
I hope they do it 7 years in a row, because then
Madman Pondo will win. Madman Pondo will win 1 Royal Rumble before Baron Corbin wins 7.
You will get to the 4th in a row, and you'll be like, they're not going to do it this year. There's no, he fucking did it again.
Abdullah the Butcher will win before Baron Corbin wins more than 2.
I'm going to be honest, Baron Corbin will win a Royal Rumble before anyone we know wrestles for WWE, except for one guy who's already signed.
My surprise entrant to the Rumble is Alex Zane.
Yeah.
I am telling you right now, I will shit myself on camera if a Day to Remember starts playing.
That's never going to happen. AEW, if Alex had gone to AEW, then we probably would have gotten that, because Tony Khan bought the copyrights to Baltimore's Tarzan Boy for Jungle Boy for his birthday, which is awesome. But Alex will not have a Day to Remember as an entrance theme in WWE.
You never know, man. They've produced music for WWE before. They could do it again.
They let TNA use some of their music back in the day as well for hype videos.
Honestly, I think it will just make them a bigger band, and they would help our boy Alex Zane help Baron Corbin win.
There's Madman Pondo's finisher, the stop sign to the face.
I gotta be honest.
Not to be that guy, but like, okay, he stabbed him with like a saw. There's barbed wire. Like, that's the finisher. Okay.
That's been Madman Pondo's thing for as long as he's been wrestling.
You know,
I had
that
to stop watching when
I only vaguely remember that mostly because of the damn backyard wrestling video game. Even
I love that we're talking about, like, the whole topic of discussion is the Royal Rumble. We're talking about the Rumble this year and probably the Rumble or other Rumbles that we've liked, but we're too busy watching at GCW.
I like to think we're the only Rumble pod this week, because I'm sure there's hundreds, that will have Madman Pondo commentary spliced in. Maybe.
Did Pondo refuse to put him over or something? Jeez. So anyway.
I stopped watching when the pizza cutter came in. I had to change tabs.
You missed the saw, the circular saw blade.
Yeah.
I can't.
I couldn't tell if blood was dripping from something else or he was cutting him with it. I think the blood was just dripping from his head.
Pondo's face, Pondo's blood dripped onto Cannonball's back.
I thought at first, I was like, oh, he's legit. Never mind. Okay, so what are we talking about? Oh yeah, the Rumble. All right. Yeah. any other surprises, Cubby?
How about female ones? You know, there's going to be most of the Rumble female one is going to be.
Yeah, that's true. Who could be like a real besides just like a Ripley and like a return or a debut from NXT?
Mighty Molly, Holly. I don't care.
I mean,
Mighty Molly. I would love Mighty Molly to show up.
Molly McCool again.
She will create a new persona just for this Rumble.
I think that they'll bring in
because she was rumored to be returning anyway, although I don't know if that ever was true. And she was on Raw, Melina. I think it's a real good possibility.
I think it's a high probability as well.
Kelly.
Yeah, just to fill a spot.
Yeah, there's several of those people. Kelly. They can throw Tori.
Molly Holly, Kelly. Lita.
Jazz would be cool.
Jazz works for Impact.
Does she have a contract? Then like it's WWE. I'm just saying if it's a possibility because not all those Impact guys have contracts, so it's possible.
I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of people that are on other shows that I wish would be in WWE and in that match specifically, but it's not likely to happen. But I think there's a possibility that Becky Lynch could be in this match.
Yeah, some people have said that. Do Becky? Of course, you said Ronda already has been thrown.
Becky
out.
should come back, but Becky shouldn't win.
That's my only problem. You throw Becky out there, and like you should or shouldn't.
What about Rollins? I mean, I know that they have a kid now, but it doesn't mean that one of them can't go back to work.
You can plot him out. And what's happened to Buddy?
Buddy Murphy needs to come back because he's so much fun. Like, Mysterio will be in the Rumble, but he probably won't win it. Dominic's not going to win it. He might be in it, but he's not going to win it. Like, a lot of people that aren't even announced yet that are just like, oh, yeah, this person, that person.
Dominic chucks out Ray.
Yeah, Dominic should throw his dad out. That'd be great.
Yeah.
Another person I like in WWE that doesn't get, like, because he's doing his thing with The Miz is I love John Morrison. I thought they're going to pull the trigger on John Morrison like
my hope had been since they were doing the whole court case thing.
10 or 11 years ago.
Huh?
Like 10 or 11 years ago, I thought they were going to pull the trigger on John Morrison when they
yeah. But even like during this recent run with the Money in the Bank briefcase, my hope had been like somehow we'll find out that like during that court trial, like he had signed his name on the docket and like he's the real briefcase holder. Because like I'd be more excited with him holding the briefcase than Miz.
I'd like them to do something with Morrison that doesn't involve the Miz because Morrison should get an opportunity. I mean, in front of fans, it changes everything.
He at least
they can push whoever the frick they want in COVID era wrestling.
If we don't have Kofi, he might get the fun Rumble save spot where like he's like spiraling the wall. Him and I get that. Who's the dude that fought Sasha, the sommelier?
Yeah, I know who he is.
He was doing some cool shit last week, so he might. Hey, I can see them putting him in there just for like a fun, like almost elimination spot.
What about Casey Catanzaro? She'll do those spots.
I'm sure they'll come up with something for her, so you have it in the women's as well because she can do something cool.
What if an NXT competitor actually wins the Rumble for once instead of like, oh, here comes an NXT competitor and they're in it and it's a big pop, but then they don't win? What if they actually pull the victory off? Like,
what? Man, do you do Ripley? I think Ripley could be a real that saves her up strong.
Ripley is probably, now that I think back on this, because she wasn't announced for it yet, but like, and the people that you announced to us, and that's why I went Bliss. Rhea Ripley, honestly, is, if I could go back, I'd pick Rhea Ripley. If I could change my pick completely, Rhea Ripley.
Fine, like
I'm going for it.
I'm sticking with Bianca, but I do say Rhea Ripley's be a good second.
Rhea Ripley's entrance music gets me hyped. So,
and hey, you don't just stay hyped. No, you don't get hyped. You stay hyped. Sorry, I flipped that around.
I hope he's not in the Rumble. I hope Mojo is not in the Rumble.
I hope his music plays, but then Rob Gronkowski comes out
after probably winning a Super Bowl potentially.
Well, he doesn't play till next weekend.
That's true.
He has time. He has time. He can come in, do his Rumble spot, leave, probably tackle Jinder again. Let that be a running joke for now.
Baba Tunde will be in the match for some reason.
Maybe.
I was listening to Busted Open this morning when I was driving home from work, and some guy was on there talking to Dave LaGreca and Mark Henry. Why did they waste their time? And then he said that he thinks Shane McMahon is going to win the Rumble, and they're going to bring back the show backstage, and Shane McMahon's going to talk crap to CM Punk. Then they're going to have a match at the pay-per-view before Mania, and then Punk's going to win the opportunity from Shane, and then Punk is going to go up for the title in the main event at WrestleMania. And I thought that was the dumbest thing in the world.
I think it's the dumbest thing in the world, too.
There you go.
But if it happens, whatever reaction I said I was going to have to Alex Zane joining the Rumble, think of that times 2 plus throwing the blender.
If Punk does it?
If Punk somehow ends up wrestling Shane McMahon. Yeah, if he ends up wrestling Shane McMahon and then gets the spot at the Rumble, or gets a spot for the main event match of WrestleMania, like I don't know, I'd be excited about that.
I don't think they're gonna pull I mean, I see Edge winning the Rumble this year than Punk even wrestling ever again. I will say this:
Rawley winning the Royal Rumble before Punk ever wrestles again.
Mansoor will win the Royal Rumble before Punk ever wrestles again.
Mansoor will wrestle somewhere other than Saudi Arabia before Punk wrestles again.
Yes.
I see television like twice.
On a different note, I will say this: I think the 1992 Royal Rumble is my favorite Royal Rumble.
Oh yes, I meant to ask that. Everyone's favorite Rumble, Dex 92 and why?
Well, first of all, no God, only Schlack. There's about to be a lot of blood. But to answer the question, I like the 92 Rumble because it was for the belt and not like the opportunity to wrestle at WrestleMania or anything like that, because that hadn't happened yet. But Flair winning it and coming in at number 3, and just he didn't get blown up at all. Like he didn't get blown up at all. He sold it, but he was not tired. He barely broke a sweat. But I think it was awesome. So many killer stars in that match too.
Bubby, you got a favorite Rumble and why?
I'm trying to see who won the one that I like the most, because
what year?
I'm gonna say 2010, the year that Edge ended up winning the Rumble
after being hurt, after coming back from injury.
Yeah, that's only because that was the first Rumble I ever watched. I had no idea who Edge was at the time.
You're so young. Quit rubbing it in that you're so young.
I'm not trying to, but it's going to sound like it for a little bit here. 2010, first Rumble I ever watched the entire thing live, first pay-per-view I ever watched live. I didn't pay for it, don't tell anybody.
Thief.
Edge returns. for me, it was an Edge debut because I had no idea who the hell he was. But I just hear the crowd going insane. And I don't know. So what's up?
On that day, you saw clearly.
Yeah, that everything had come to life.
Now you think you know. Yeah. I'm tired, guys. It's late over here.
Boy, it is not late over there. It is late over here.
No, I just remember that Rumble like hyped me up for some reason. I don't know why, but like everything about that Rumble just felt right. Every elimination felt right. The storylines coming in and out of it, everything just felt natural. It didn't feel like anything was forced.
That's a good one, man. Both good picks, man. I mean, Rumble's got so many great memories here. I loved 92 is great. I watched the hell out of 96. Coming again, making us feel old because I watched the hell out of 96. My uncle gave me the VHS tape, and I was a big Shawn Michaels fan. And there was that whole, can he come back and from his stabbings and injuries and him going on to winning the title finally in Mania. I love, speaking of Shawn Michaels, 2007. I love that it ended with him and Taker. I love when it ends on a real like kind of mini match, and it's not just simply like dump, win, yay. Like I like when it ends with like the two people at the end, like, all right, let's really fight for this. Like even the year with we were talking about earlier, I think off air, Shinsuke won. It was a nice real final battle between like the final, the final four had a real nice like, all right, let's fight for this kind of thing. So.
What about honorable mention for me at least would be the 2002 Royal Rumble.
2 is a good one, man. 01's I just rewatched 01. That's fun too.
Triple H coming back from injury and winning that bad boy.
Triple H getting our last looks at Boss Man and Perfect and their returns. That was kind of like, I mean, I guess there's always been surprises throughout the years, but I feel like early 2000s was when it really started being like kind of a tradition kind of thing. You know what I mean?
I think the Rumble is one of the shows that I watch the most for the surprises more than anything. Like, I'll admit I marked out hard for when Diesel won. Or not won, when Diesel came out.
Yeah. As Diesel?
Yeah. I mean, I like Kevin Nash more than Diesel, but yeah.
I don't know, as from the childhood memory, I like seeing Diesel because this is the first time you've seen Diesel since '96,
And the funny thing to think is like the last match that he had as Diesel, on pay-per-view at least, I think was the one against Shawn. And that match was great.
Oh, yeah.
Where he took Mad Dog Vachon's fake or his prosthetic foot off and tried to hit Shawn with it, and Shawn countered and hit him with the fake foot.
That tricked me out as a kid, man, because I had no idea who this old dude was. And I was just like, oh, why are we ripping off legs? Legs do that? Like, it just confused the shit out of me in a couple of ways.
That sounds like something Cubby would do in a match. Find somebody with a fake limb and take the fake limb and use it in a match. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Hey, Cubby, come
on.
I'll book you versus Dexter.
Done. Does Dexter have a fake limb?
Not yet.
I don't know. We'll find out.
Working on it.
Get on it. I need that arm. Or leg. Your choice.
I'll just cut off a limb just for you, Cubby. My friend.
Hey, Dex, who's this other guy?
Or invite.
All right. Oh, I'm
He's really good. He's a good deathmatch guy. I mean, he's not Schlack, but he's a good deathmatch guy.
Hour? Because I was like, why are they doing 2 in a row? But there's like blocks, right, with themes.
Oh my God, there's so many blocks of shows. Also, I'll tell you right now, because I know this is in Philadelphia. I've been to this venue. I'm sure there's heaters in there, but it's probably really cold. Like, I know that we've missed a lot. I'll tell you that right now. We've missed a lot of stuff because I guess it started at 8:00 Eastern, and they're on deathmatch matches right now. I think we already missed Blake Christian and Leo Rush. I don't know if we already missed Jordan Oliver versus Tony Deppen in an Iron Man match. But I know those are some matches that were supposed to go down. I know that Cubby and I's boy, no, that would have helped. Yeah, for the culture, we probably missed a lot of stuff. Cubby and I's boy Xavier Faraday was wrestling tonight. Him and his tag team partner Joshua Wavra or Wavra. I could be pronouncing it wrong. If I am, I apologize. They were going up against The End, Florida tag team The End.
Always in Perot.
Yep. And another person that was supposed to make their way to the Pacific Northwest a while ago and couldn't make it was the fellow by the name of Matt DeMorris. He's having a match tonight if he hasn't already had it.
Yes.
Yes. So what did we miss? Did we already? I'm looking at the thing you've posted here.
Wind of God and For the Culture, which we caught the end of For the Culture, I'm guessing, right?
I feel like this is all over the place.
Is this Eastern time or Pacific?
So we missed GCW's Wind God. For the Culture, we're on UV60 now. Or no, we're on, it's supposed to be UV60, but I feel like they're running behind. This match was advertised for UV60, I think. I think they're technically in Up All Night right now. Jimmy Lloyd's Up All Night.
Man, who would have known an indie show running late?
Yeah, shocking. But instead of talking about the indie show, do you want to continue talking about the Rumble, or do we have anything else to discuss Rumble-wise?
No, not that I know of.
Well, for Jordan Pierce Owens and Jacob Oso, I'm Dexter Beckett. We've been discussing the Royal Rumble. Not to steal your thunder, Jordan, but I know that you probably want to talk about this day of deathmatch wrestling that's going on.
No, you summed up the outro pretty perfectly. For Jordan Pierce Owens, for Cubby, and Dexter Beckett, totally in that order. This is a Kayfabe Corner. Thank you for sitting here and talking about Schlack and Orenvite and all of the other people here. Shout out to Jeff Cannonball, who Dexter knows. Thank you so much. Good night. Good luck. And we love you more than you'll ever know.
Ever.
And for Dexter Beckett and Jordan Owens, I am Cubbathy, also known as Jacob Oso. And you're leaving Cubby's den.
Cubby's dead.
Have a good day.